Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is David Big Dog Hayes.
All the way from Memphis, Tennessee, David Big Dog Hayes, 6'4", 32 years of age, 1-0 in his young career, representing Law School MMA. Has been training for the last 6 years. And he is a trim 205-pounder. He is quite the sight to see at all 6'4" of him. And quite the height disparity in this fight, Tim, as David Hayes at 6'4" will have a 7-inch height advantage over Jason Slaydon. This will be interesting. Almost like a David and Goliath matchup. Even though both fighters will be the same weight. It's going to be an interesting story to see if Slaydon can overcome the height difference and the height disadvantage that's going to be enjoyed by Big Dog David Hayes. There we see him, David Hayes, ready for action.
And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, he is Jason Straight Shark Slaydon.
Making his way to the cage, Jason Slaydon, 5'9", 35 years of age. Currently 1-2 in his career, representing Performance Evolution and Three Brothers Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Final touches for Jason Slaydon. Want to thank everyone at home watching live on YouTube, clearlifemedia.com, where you will see this action. Don't forget to mark your calendars for the next Ragin Fighting Championship, December 5th, right here in Louisiana. And don't forget where you can see it, clearlifemedia.com. Jason Slaydon, ready for action.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's co-main event presented to you by our friends at Chapman's AC and Heating. Whenever you see those camo trucks, you know they're keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Our friends at Chapman's AC and Heating. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's main event will be officiated by our friend Mr. Chris Hill. This will be 3 5-minute rounds of professional light heavyweight mixed martial arts action. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, Fighting out of the blue corner, this man, a freestyle fighter representing Law School MMA, standing at 6'1.5", weighing in at 185 pounds. From Memphis, Tennessee, he is David Big Dog Hayes. His opponent across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler representing Three Brothers Jiu-Jitsu and the Performance Evolution Fight Team. Standing at 5'9", weighing in at 186 pounds, from Lake Charles, Louisiana, he is Jason Street Shark Slaydon.
Jason Slaydon. David Hayes. Look how Hayes is wingspan over the cage like that. It's an impressive sight.
He is a big guy for 185. All these guys from Long and they are shredded.
Yeah, they've had a heck of a performance here tonight.
Ooh.
Big right hand there from Hayes.
2 big right hands. A lot of reach for David Hayes. It's gonna be tough for Slaydon to get inside.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make it into an ugly fight to work his way inside, and he does the right thing, scores the takedown.
I've seen Slaydon do this against Chris Crosby, who is a jiu-jitsu black belt, and beat the crap out of him for full three rounds. So he's got it in him. I think David Hayes gonna make it tough though.
Can Hayes make his way back up to his feet? He's got that Kimura lock, so Slaydon needs to be careful. Hayes staying persistent with that lock.
Jason Slaydon, this is his hobby. He's also an emergency room nurse in his professional life. Some people make quilts. Some people get in cage fights.
Yeah, some people play golf.
Right. I go to Piccadilly. Mount for Slaydon.
Not a good spot for Hayes.
Good grappling skills for Slaydon, though.
As Slaydon, this is what I wish I saw more from some of the fights earlier. When the guy's getting in good position, just to, open up with some punches.
Yeah.
Get some damage in.
I think as amateurs, that's it's harder thing to do as amateurs. The pros know this is an opportunity.
Man, Hayes there with that long reach has just wrapped that arm all the way around.
Anaconda.
That's that advantage, but he gave it up.
Slaydon with another good takedown, Todd.
Man, Slaydon's been persistent with his grappling here. Has his head currently stuck. I don't think it's too deep, though. Especially he was able to transition to more of like a half guard, but he's on the side now to relieve that pressure.
Just 3 or 4 months ago, I watched Jason Slaydon do 3 hard rounds with collegiate standout wrestler Eric Scallion. Now, Eric Scallion won, but it was a close decision. So Slaydon's got the gas in the tank, that's for sure.
See Hayes now. Man, he's really got that, really was reaching there for that attempt, but Slaydon was able to slip his head out.
Double underhooks, though, for David. David Hayes can use these double underhooks to elevate, but he lets it go. Slaydon stays one leg up, and he's working to pass that guard, or at least stay in a position he could land heavy punches and elbows. David Hayes doing a good job controlling that wrist with the far arm and minimizing the damage.
Hayes trying to work that underhook on the left side to see if he can create some space to work to his feet, but Slaydon did a good job in scooping the legs and sweeping Hayes' hips from underneath him.
Yeah, one of the most important things for the guy on bottom is to get his head above the guy on top. And if you can do that, you can minimize the damage. Every time Hayes gets his head up, Slaydon puts him back right down on his back.
Half guard position on top. That is a ground and pound lover's dream.
Yeah, half guard's my preferred position on top. You just can do a lot of damage. Put the forearm on the neck like Slaydon's doing now. You can elbow, you can punch, you can set up that far side Kimura. You can just do a lot of damage from there. Where the mount, guys have a better training in escaping the mount than they do the half guard.
1 minute, Jay.
This has been a dominant first round for Jason Slaydon, the seemingly smaller of the two competitors, but he's dominated this round. I'm not going to say a 10-8 for sure, but he stayed on top, multiple takedowns. Hayes is setting up big elbows.
You're the same height when you're on the ground.
That's right.
And Hayes was doing those 12-6 elbows to the thigh, just trying to work a knot in that legs of Hayes. It's going to be rough on Hayes when Hayes works back to his feet. Those are going to pay dividends later for Slaydon.
30 seconds.
One thing about Jason Slaydon is he just loves it. He's not here for the money. He's not here to go to the UFC. He just loves competition. He loves to fight, and it's you can see it in his skill set. Big grounded pound for Slaydon.
Just
Real
under 10
big
seconds
grounded
left.
Pound. Slaydon going hard inside that big guard of David Hayes.
Slaydon doing a good job in leaving a final impression on putting an exclamation point on the first round. Clear first round for Slaydon. And Hayes with a little bit of a limp after those elbows.
Slow to get up for David Hayes and really, really looks tired. Working hard underneath Jason Slaydon.
Slaydon broken the will of Hayes already. Just the body language and just you can feel the energy going on right now. There's some highlights from round one as we see Slaydon scooping the takedown from Hayes. Hayes, right there, we see the 12-6 elbows on the thigh. Hayes looks a little concerned in his corner. We're gonna see how he reacts and adjusts in round two. Can he stop the takedown of Slaydon? We shall see how this story unfolds. Hayes breathing a lot heavier than Slaydon going into the second round.
Yeah, Hayes breathing heavy.
Slaydon trying to work on that thigh he did earlier. And Hayes had a cringed look on his face like he's in pain from something I can't quite pinpoint.
Ooh, those leg kicks are landed. Big takedown again from Slaydon. The blip.
Nice double leg lift there for Slaydon.
Really great performance by Slaydon.
He has chopped the legs of Hayes, made it tougher for Hayes to defend that takedown.
Yeah, Hayes was wincing in the stand-up from a couple of those leg kicks. Slaydon pops his head out. Oh, not yet. It's caught in what we call a 100%er.
It's going to be a tough one to pull off right here.
Especially with that cage wall, he lets it go.
And once again, we're in that half guard position. Like I said, a ground and pound lover's dream.
Yeah, especially with that cage wall against the back.
Because oftentimes the bottom person in that half guard, they get tangled up with that half guard position. They can't free flow the same way they can from the closed guard or even the side control. Like you're kind of tangled up in those legs.
Yep.
So you just naturally just kind of eat up some time while the top person can just score some ground and pound shots, make it look like they're working for a submission, and the referee will let you continue on. So
that's right, that's correct. And it's easier to control a person's hips when you're in half guard rather than mount. Slaydon's doing a great job of keeping his head above David Hayes, and just a real workman's-like effort by Slaydon so far.
Hayes has his work cut out for him. We're almost halfway into this fight. He just does not have an answer for the top control of Slaydon.
Slaydon's throwing some hard shots too. He's slipping them in, but they're tough. But, you know, David Hayes is throwing little dirty elbows under the bottom and getting him, trying to stay in the fight.
And to Hayes' credit, he's shown his experience. He's gone for submissions. It's just that Slaydon's just been able to shut down and shrug off everything that Hayes has thrown at him.
Yeah, I've seen Jason Slaydon fight some tough black belts all the way to 3 rounds. And actually, Chris Crosby caught Jason Slaydon in an armbar. Jason Slaydon pulled out. We found out later he had a broken arm and fought a round and a half with a broken arm and got the victory. And continued taking the guy down in his guard and beating him up with the broken arm.
Just another breed.
Yeah, dude, just a different guy. Athlete, competitor, the will to win.
Referee has been very generous in giving Slaydon a lot of time to work from this top position.
Yeah, I really like that. The Louisiana refs are really great about letting a fight be the fight and not stepping in and changing the fight because people prefer stand-up. I do understand sometimes the fight can get a little in a lull, but we prefer to let the fights fight.
That's definitely good to take note of.
This is getting a little long, though. The ref was looking in like he may stand this one up. We got about a minute and a half left.
Yeah, I mean, Hayes has been in this open guard, has had his guard open. Slaydon really hasn't made an attempt to try to pass.
It's really, the responsibility here is on Slaydon to advance the position and continue to throw punches. The responsibility for David Hayes is to get back up, but Slaydon needs to advance position and continue to strike and do damage, or the ref could stand them up.
One minute left in this second round. For the last 2 minutes, been hit much of the same, where Slaydon is content to stay in the guard of Hayes, where Hayes has had that guard wide open. I haven't seen much advancement from Slaydon other than a little bit of short, choppy punches here and there. We have 20 seconds left.
Wow. Brutal, brutal fight. Two rounds to none for Jason Slaydon. David Hayes is exhausted, not even getting up off the ground.
He was flipping somebody off.
Yeah, his coach.
I think this fight is over. I don't think Hayes is. That is not a good look. If this fight does go on, that is definitely not a good look.
He's just flicked off his coach. He didn't want to get up off the ground. He's exhausted.
Hey, he's beat, Jason. That's your fight, brother.
I mean, right there, that is sending a big message to his opponent. Let's take a look at some highlights as we saw Slaydon. If you're Slaydon right now, they throw in the towel.
Fight's over.
That's the right call to make.
Threw the towel in. Jason Slaydon.
Wow. Hayes, as his coach, is disgusted with him. He's walking out. And Hayes is exhausted.
Fight's over. Jason Slaydon just outwilled him.
And that's the right call to make. I mean, Hayes was, the body language, he didn't want to be there anymore. So congratulations to Slaydon. Dominant victory here tonight. And it's those elbows to the leg that, I mean, Hayes is likely, in addition to being exhausted, but just all that damage done to those legs, he's definitely going to be feeling that tomorrow. Slaydon elated from that victory, fooling around with his coaches, shooting for the takedown. And that leaves us to our main event. We're gonna make this one official. Let's hand it over to Bryce Boudreaux.
Ladies and gentlemen, official Chris Hill calling a stoppage to the action at the end of round number 2, declaring your winner by TKO. Fighting out of the red corner, Jason Street Shark Slaydon.
Jason, I never give you easy opponents. Yeah, and I didn't today. David Hayes is a big, strong guy, but man, you kind of outwilled him. Excellent performance. You're known to throwing a lot of strikes, but today, brilliant grappling, brilliant ground and pound, brilliant takedowns. You looked incredible tonight. What do you attribute this development to?
I'll say it's nice to finally fight while not being injured. There's that. I was looking to get the takedown. I'm a wrestler, a grappler. If I'm on the feet for long, you know I don't want to be there. I got to get to the ground. That's just me.
Well, if you get hurt too bad, I know a really incredible ER nurse that can help you out. It's you. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the Street Shark, Jason Slaydon.
So the victor goes the spoils. Congratulations, Jason Slater, earning his second victory here tonight.